What's going on out there externally in the world is screaming, hey, take a look at me. As within, so without. As above, so below. It all connected. If you love yourself, there's nobody in the fucking world that can tell you a goddamn thing. If you love yourself, you know yourself. If you love yourself, you are aligned with truth. You love yourself, you know who the fuck you are. I've designed the world the way it is to wake people up. All the tragic, atrocious, disturbing, illusory, vain, greedy, narcissistic, nonsensical shit going on in the world is just a sign saying, hey, you might want to take a look inside yourself. All right, welcome back. First things first, if you're on a journey of awakening, trying to refrain from using the word spiritual because that shit is played out. And it's just a label that can't even possibly begin to describe what becoming a better version of yourself actually entails. Trying to seek that truth within yourself, within the world, within the universe. And the endless amount of context that is involved there could definitely not be packaged under spiritual, especially now with all the fucking nonsense on the internet and all these false gurus and ignorant ass people talking about how to be spiritual. There's so much misleading information out there, it's insane. Everything is hijacked. Everything that contains truth in this world, people attempt to hijack that and inject falseness and their own ideologies and their own bullshit beliefs and all sorts of nonsense. Not to mention, I think that's happening from much greater forces as well, not just, silly ass influencers on the internet, but much greater powers in the world are also doing that at the same time. So, the only way to really understand this shit is to do it yourself and not listen and not follow everyone else's footsteps. Obviously, you can get a shitload of good information from books and videos, and yes, there are really wonderful people on the internet, but to follow anyone specifically could be error because their journey is not going to look like yours at all, in the slightest, other than general emotional psychological work that we all do. That, the shit I speak on is pretty general, but we all relate in some form or fashion. We can all relate on certain things and overlap our experiences, but I think it is extremely wise, knowing what is going on in the world and how much fucking misinformation and misguidance and false leaders and false prophets and all the arrogance and just garbage that's out there. It's very important to seek out many different forms of truth and then build your own story. But ultimately, obviously, my point being is the greatest form of truth is only going to be found within yourself. Looking at your fears, looking at your insecurities, your baseline of how you live your life and what you make your decisions from on a daily basis. And truly, and I mean fucking truly, going deep as you can into that and looking at all of that shit that is inside of you. Because trust me, I mean, you don't have to trust me at all, but I'm telling you, I used to think I wasn't that programmed and I didn't carry that much fear. Oh my God. Once you actually take a look at it, once you start dissolving away the false layers of illusion and subconscious programming, you get a real nice, neat look at all the fucking bullshit you've been carrying inside yourself your entire life. Now, not everyone's the same. Perhaps some people have a little more trauma than others. Turns out who knows, maybe I have more fucking baggage than other people. I don't know. I can look out there and say, you know, probably even with most people, though, realistically. But, everyone's got their own experiences, their own shit from their past, their own programming that they build in, and then the programming that they allow the external world to build in. And that's the identity we build of ourselves. And to truly get to the fundamental base layer of all that shit sucks. You have to eat the suck to know who you are, to truly find out who you are deep inside. And ultimately, my main point, my overarching point of all this, along this journey, I've heard a lot of learn how to love yourself. People talk about it in passing. It's brought up here and there a little bit, but I've come to the absolute realization that this conscious awakening, spiritual awakening, hero's journey, becoming a better version of yourself, whatever you want to label this shit, the number one most important thing above everything else is truly learning how to love yourself. And fuck me, I struggle with that. But once you break the layers down, you start looking at all this programming, all the fear, all the nonsense, all the illusion, all the delusion, all the superficial, vain fucking bullshit that covers up what's actually important in our lives here. And you start getting to the root of things, you start to realize that's the most important aspect is actually learning how to truly love yourself. And I can't even tell you what that actually means, but everything is a reflection. In your external world, everything is a reflection of what you hold inside. How you perceive the world is a reflection of what you're holding on the inside. And that always confused me trying to understand what that actually means. And it's, again, trying to explain these concepts in human words is almost impossible. But I've come to find that to be absolutely true. How you perceive the world is what you're carrying on the inside. The reflection out there, the world you see, the relationships you have, the engagements you have, the conflicts you have, whatever's going on in your life is a reflection of what you're holding in here. So if you do love yourself, then you probably have an absolutely fucking wonderful life, ultimately. And that's kind of the point I'm getting to. It's like, at first it sounds selfish, love myself before learning how to love other people. It's like, oh, wait. if I know how to build this relationship as deep as I possibly can and truly love myself from within, then I know how to carry any relationship out there. I know how to interact with anybody out there. I know how to make all of my either end certain relationships or make all of my relationships better by knowing how to love myself. By loving myself, everything out there becomes better. And ultimately, that would be how you become the greatest version of yourself, is by loving yourself. But the journey getting there is fucked. But it's going to look different for everyone else. It's going to look different for everyone. But it's fascinating. But I wanted to make this video about potentially what's going on in the world. Obviously, human society is becoming more chaotic. It's just fucking weird. It's off balance. It's obviously completely misguided. It's insane. It is the illusion. It is an insane illusion going on. And there's a lot of context there. Figure it out yourself. I mean, go within yourself and understand what that actually means. But ultimately, everything you don't like exactly what I was just saying, everything you see out there is a reflection of what you have going on inside. So, all the anxiety you feel, any depression, if you're miserable, every emotion and feeling of discomfort you have is a little sign telling you, hey, something's off in your life. You want to look at this. Don't go away from this. Go towards this. Look at this. What is this discomfort? What is this fear? What is this anxiety? I mean, it's pretty fucking basic logic. Like, if you want to get good at any endeavor that is challenging you, you don't go away from it once it gets challenging if you truly want it. Like, whatever it may be, whatever endeavor, whatever you're passionate about, or even your job, it's like, if you're challenged at work, probably not a good idea to turn your back from it and, oh, that's too hard, I don't want to fucking deal with that bullshit. Which some people do, obviously, but it's the same concept. If you're learning anything in life becomes challenging. Any endeavor in life becomes challenging, and if you walk away the moment it becomes challenging, then what's the fucking point? How would you ever get good at that? How would you ever understand that endeavor? How would you ever understand yourself? So same theory applies to yourself. Any of these feelings that you don't like or discomfort that you don't like is just a sign to go towards it. Go towards the resistance. Go into that shit. Yeah, it sucks. It's not fun. There's nothing fun about it at all. But there is light at the end of the tunnel on that. So, everything going on in the world, all this chaos, all the nonsense, We all know it's fucking nonsense. Most of what's happening is just pure fucking illusion. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you are in agreement with that, but there's tragedy, there's atrocities, there's all sorts of shit going on, but ultimately, it seems to me that that is the point. What's going on out there is a big fucking sign in all of our lives telling us to wake the fuck up. Everything going on out there is just a huge fucking sign with waving red flags saying, hey guys, you might want to start thinking about what's going on here. And I know people are, obviously, people are. But as within, so without, the discomfort you feel inside of yourself is screaming, hey, take a look at me. What's going on out there externally in the world is screaming, hey, take a look at me. As within, so without. As above, so below. It all fucking adds up. It's all connected. It's all the same shit. That's why I say it's so important to love yourself. If you love yourself, there's nobody in the fucking world that can tell you a goddamn thing. If you love yourself, you know yourself. If you love yourself, you are aligned with truth. If you love yourself, you have wedded the masculine and feminine within yourself. You fucking know who the fuck you are if you love yourself. There ain't shit going on out there that can affect you. That's why it's so important. But what's going on out there, I think, is a creation of something greater. Greater forces, greater powers have designed the world the way it is to wake people up, but also as a learning lesson for all of us, for all of our souls. Our souls must learn through contrast. Unfortunately, that's taking a very fucking long time for humanity to figure out, but what's going on appears disgusting when you're looking at it from the material 3D world. You look at everything going on and you're like, what in the fuck? But if you come up here and try to understand how this was actually engineered from hey God, from the creator. It is all the tragic, atrocious, disturbing, illusory, vain, greedy, narcissistic, nonsensical shit going on in the world is just a sign that's saying, hey, you might want to take a look inside yourself. So that's kind of the idea I wanted to portray today. Is none of this shit is accidental. What's going on inside of you is exactly what's going on collectively in the world. All of our egos can relate to the collective ego that is building these illusory systems and way of life for humanity that is completely misguided. But when you have incentive structures, you instill fear to the masses and then constantly bombard them with all sorts of bullshit distractions and programming. And then not to mention the worthless fucking education system. People begin to think this is just how the world is. This is just the way humans evolved. It's just the timeline we happen to evolve on. Nothing really going on here, but that is the illusion. That is the program to think there's nothing going on here. But in that, you step outside the box and you're like, oh, that is designed for me to wake up. And all these systems and programs, all this illusion is what's giving me anxiety and discomfort that I bury deep down on a daily basis. Open up Pandora's box and look. Take a look and see what's in there. Because all of it's pointing to the same shit. Go within yourself and learn how to love yourself. And you'll be fine. I guarantee it. Anyway, that's all I got. Love you guys.